What's up, guys? Let's look at this problem real quick. A company manufactures and sells bar stools. Manufacturing costs consist of fixed costs of 25,000 per month and variable costs of 350 rands per unit. Each unit is sold at 600 rands. Okay, so now let's start off with costs. Costs consist of fixed costs plus variable costs. The difference is your fixed costs do not change. It's things like your rentals and all of that, so they don't change. They are fixed every month. And variable costs, they vary depending on the market, or depending on circumstances. All right, so your fixed cost here is 25,000 rands. It's not going to change monthly, right? And then you have your variable cost. Your variable cost is 350 rands, right? Multiplied by an dependent variable. Now this dependent variable, which is, I'll call it U, right? You multiply it by 350, it will give you that cost. That cost depending on that particular month. So those are your total costs, right? Then you have total revenue, right? How do you get revenue? Number of units multiplied by the price of the unit sold. Let me put it that way, which is 600 rand, right? So here is 350 and there is 600 rand, which is units sold, right? Let me just be a little bit neat here. Okay, that's your total revenue. Okay, so now that you have these two, you've constructed these two equations. Okay, what do we need here? We need a profit. Let me check there. We need a profit, a linear profit equation is equals to total revenue, right, minus cost. That's your profit. Okay, so now your total revenue is more like your sales, basically, minus the costs, right? So it's 600 units, okay, minus your cost, which is 25,000, plus 350 units. Okay, and now there, what's going to be? It's going to be 600 units, right? Plus minus 225,000. Okay, let's be careful there. That is going to be 250 units. That minus that, minus 25,000, right? That's your profit equation. That's your profit equation. The next thing is find your break even, right? Your break even level. So a break even level is where your profit is zero. So where is my profit zero? So my profit is zero when I have, say, this equation here. So I'm going to have 0 equals to 250 units minus 25,000, right? So I'm going to solve for U, all right? So I'm going to bring 250 units this side minus equals 25,000. So divide both sides by 250 units. Yeah, 250. So U is equals to 100 units. Okay guys, now that I know where my break even is, I have to construct graph. So just draw a graph like this, and then you have to be clever about it, because now that you have 600 Rand as your unit sold, so you sell 1 unit at 600 Rand. So now you have to know that when you're drawing your graph, somewhere you have to intersect with 25,000, right? So if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, you know your graph is just not going to work out. So what I did is I did 20 units, 40 units, 60 units, 80 units, 100 units, because each unit you will break even at 100 units. So your graph has to have 100 units, and it also has to have 25,000 as fixed cost. But then now, how do we now work it out? Remember, this is profit, this is your units. Your units are on your sort of x-axis, and your y-axis is your profit. So now for 20 units, how much is my 20 units? So it's 20 multiplied by 600, right? Which is 12,000. You can work it out, right? 12,000. Let me just write 12K, right? So every time you add 20 units, you add also 12,000. So it's going to be 24 here. 36, 40, 44, 36 plus 12, 36 plus 12. Just want to make sure. No, sorry, it's 48. See? It's 48, 60. I'll leave it at that. Can add maybe 72 there. Okay, so you can do the same here, but it's minus 12K, minus 12K, minus 24K, 36K. But because we're dealing with money, it's going to be the positive side, because we're dealing with how much are we making as we progressing with the company making money or something like that. So basically, the first thing we have to look at is, where is our 25K? Our 25K is somewhere here. There's 24, 25, right? So we started off here. So basically at 25, that's where our fixed cost is. So our fixed cost is 25,000. This is our 25K. So our graph is just going to be straight like that. Not our costs don't increase and don't increase. They stay the same, right? But at 100 units here, where your revenue, because revenue starts here, right? And you increase as it's increasing. When it gets to 100 units, by the way, this is a straight line. When it gets to 100 units, you start making profit. Over your variable, your fixed cost, you start making profits. Below your cost, you below. So basically, you'll be making a loss until 100 units, and from 100 units going forward, then you'll start making profit. Like, look at it this way. Here you're making, this is your profit every time, but your profit is below your costs. It's below your fixed cost. So basically, you can't be making profit here, but you break even here. That's when then your profit and cost are equal. You're making zero profit, but going forward, you start making profit. Makes sense? I hope that helps. Click the like button and subscribe.